Alright, so welcome to In My Mailbox. This is the Christmas / New Year's edition. It's going to be quite lengthy. I went a little crazy with the books. um, I got a few for Christmas, and I guess I'll start with those. I'll start with a series that I think every single person on earth has read already, except for me. We've got The Hunger Games. I got The Brat Set by Suzanne Collins. I'm really looking forward to reading these books. Again, like I say, I think most people have already read them, and I've only heard good things about them. And I feel a little in the dark, so I guess I'll read them, and then I'll know what everybody else is talking about. I also got A Secret Kept by Tatiana de. This is the same author that wrote Sarah's Key, which is an amazing, amazing book. So if you haven't read it, you should read that. I'm really looking forward to this one. My brother actually got that for me for Christmas. That's about it for Christmas books. I did get one for my fiance, which I plan on reading as well. It's Whiter Shades of Pale by Christian Lander, and it's by the same guy who wrote Stuff White People Like, which is really just kind of a humor type book. I also got quite a few gift cards for Christmas, and they lasted maybe 12 hours in my hands before I went on Boxing Day to Chapters and spent them all. To start with, I got the Pretty Little Liar, the first two books in the series, so Pretty Little Liar and Flawless, both by Sarah Shepard. I have already read these books. It took me about a day to read the both of them, and then I promptly went on my Kindle and bought the rest of the series. So I have Perfect, which I've read as well. I'm reading Unbelievable right now. There's Wicked, Killer, Heartless, and Wanted. And I think that's the whole series. I could be wrong. There might be some more coming out later, but I'm pretty sure that's it. So I'm looking forward to finishing those off. I also got Emma Donohue's Slammerkin. This is about a prostitute who she becomes a prostitute essentially to get nicer fabrics, to get nicer clothing, and hopefully up her status in the world. It's set in the 1700s. It looks amazing. It was an international bestseller, and it was on sale, so you can't beat that. I actually originally wanted to get her book Room, but they were all sold out, so I was a bit out of luck for that. I also got A Year in Provence by Peter Mayle. This is a book club pick. It's definitely not something that I would have picked out for myself. It's kind of a literary fiction type book, and I guess there's a lot of talk about food. I guess we'll see how that goes. I got The Kitchen House. That's by Kathleen Grissom. And this is about a young girl who's orphaned. She's coming over from Ireland, and essentially she ends up at a tobacco plantation, and she's, you know, the little white girl, but the slaves are raising her. So she doesn't quite fit into that world. And then when she gets a bit older, she ends up going to the big house with the master, and she doesn't quite fit in that world either. So it should be interesting to see how that book goes. I've got Metro 2033 by Dmitry, how do you say this, Glukowski. This was actually something my fiance suggested that I get. He does not read at all. Graphic novels, maybe. Humor novels, maybe. Definitely not novels. So if he told me to get it, I'm hoping maybe some point he'll read this book. It's actually, there's a video game based on this book, and it's a dystopian type novel where the survivors, I guess, are living in Russia in the metro station. So it should be an interesting read. I got Hope in a Jar by Beth Harbison. This is a chick lit type book. I have her Shoe Addicts Anonymous book here. I haven't started reading it yet. This was on sale and I thought I'd pick it up. I also got another book on sale. It's Audition by Barbara Walters. I've been wanting to read this for a while, but I don't often read nonfiction. I mostly read fiction books. I just think her life is probably pretty interesting. She's met and interviewed so many different people. It'd be interesting to see what take she has on all of Alright, oh, I forgot a book that I got at Christmas time, actually. Not so much a book, but a cookbook. It's the Weight Watchers the new complete cookbook, which actually also came with a year subscription to their magazine. But it's got some pretty good recipes in here, and I'm planning on going back on Weight Watchers starting tomorrow. Everyone always says starting tomorrow, but I've got to be for real here. I've got a wedding dress to fit into and some new resolutions to uphold. So, it starts tomorrow. I've got lots of recipes to go with that. The rest of the books that I have here are from our book exchange. Our book club, we all dropped books in, and books that we didn't want anymore, and then we got to pick books that were there on the table that other people brought in. So I scored pretty well during that meeting. I got Minette Walters' Acid Row, which is just really a mystery type novel. I got Fall on Your Knees by Anne-Marie MacDonald. This is a book that I have already read, but it's one of my favorite books, and I've been wanting to reread it, and I don't have a copy, so I was really lucky to get that for free. I've got this book here, which is Icy Sparks by Gwyn Hyman Rubio, an Oprah Book Club book. It's set in rural Kentucky in the 1950s. Here are a couple of chick lit type books. I got Carol Matthews, A Compromising Position. She wrote The Chocolate Lovers Died in the Chocolate Lovers Club, which I read a couple years ago. They are what they are. Quick, fluffy reads, but fun to read as well. The Geometry of Sisters by Luann Rice. I got Push by Sapphire, which is the book that inspired the movie Precious, which has had a lot of hype lately, and I've been wanting to read this, so got myself a free copy. The Mistress of the Art of Death by Ariana Franklin. This is a medieval mystery. The Brief and Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde by Junot Diaz. Again, something that I've been wanting to pick up, so. Night by Elie Wiesel. And I already have the audiobook of that, but I have not really brought myself to listen to it yet, so I'm glad that I have a paper copy. The Mistress of Nothing by Kate Pullinger, or Pullinger, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. The River Midnight, and that's by Lillian Nattell. And I got two Philippa Gregory books. I got The Other Queen, which is a nice and hardcover, and The Boleyn Inheritance, another hardcover. I read her book, The Other Boleyn Girl, and that was a great book, so I'm looking forward to those ones. Other than that, I did pick up a couple books for my Kindle. I got One Day by Dave Nichols, my February pick for book clubs, so it was about $6 on the Kindle as opposed to $16, $17 at the store. And The Distant Hours by Kate Morton. The Book of Awesome. If you haven't seen this book at all, there's actually a blog on it, and it just lists a bunch of things that this author finds awesome, which is, they're little things like flying as high as you can on the swings and things like that, which is I found kind of cool. And I also got a free book, Heidegger's Glass by Thaisa Frank. So that is all that I got in my mailbox. I'm still waiting for a package from Library Thing, Santa Thing. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but you essentially pay $25. You get a Secret Santa. You pick books for that Secret Santa, and then the same happens. Somebody else gets your name, and then they pick books for you, and it comes in the mail. So I've been waiting for that patiently, and also have a few advanced reader copies coming in the mail. So next week I hopefully have something new to show you, because I don't think I should be buying books again for a long, long time. You could see behind me, a lot of those are on my to-be-read pile. So that's in my mailbox this year. I want to wish you all a happy new year, and I hope you all had a great holiday. And what's in your mailbox?